Hello folks, this is Sullla once again. Welcome to another video for Teamfight Tactics. This is the fourth video I've done for Teamfight Tactics. This is actually taken from a ranked game. It's only the second ranked game that I've done here. If you look at the borders, you can see most people in this game have gold borders. There's one person with silver. There's also one person with the bronze border, but pretty much everyone is in gold in this, which is kind of funny because this is the second game that I've done. I did win the first game, which was done on stream. My Teamfight Tactics videos don't seem to be that popular, but I'm enjoying this game, so I'm going to keep playing them. This was recorded before Rise of the Elements came out. It'll probably be the last video I do before Rise of the Elements comes out. And I wanted to use this video to talk about a game where I didn't really seem to be able to get what I wanted. So this is like the unlucky game as far as Teamfight Tactics goes. It's easy to post a video of Teamfight Tactics when you're getting everything that you want, when you're landing, awesome champions. Like I posted the video where I lucked into a Lissandra 3-star and then rode that to a win. But, you're not always going to get what you want. You're not always going to get what you need. And the trick to playing this game is finding a way to make things work, even when you're not landing what you actually want to get. When you're not high rolling, as the phrase kind of goes. So anyway, let's get into what's actually happening. I was able to grab a Blitzcrank with a BF sword on the first carousel, and then I actually get another BF sword from the initial minion stage. I was like, alright, well, this is looking like a pretty good start thus far. BF swords are great, they build into lots of useful items. And then I get a lot of champions I like here. I've got 2 knights, I've got a double Mordekaiser, I've also got a Darius, and I actually make a mistake here. What I really should have done was just sold the Blitzcrank and bought all 4 knights. That would give me 4 gold, enough to get them. But I was thinking that I would probably get either champions or more gold from these minions. There was a chance to get that. Also, the other thing I could have done is I could have just locked here for them. That probably would have been smart too. I didn't even think of that until I was recording this video. Wouldn't have been a bad idea to lock for them either. But I was thinking, alright, well, I'll probably get champs. If I don't like them, I can sell them, or I might get gold from these minions. The other thing I was thinking I could sell the Blitzcrank, but you can't sell a champion after you've put them in play. You can only sell champions on your bench, so I actually get nothing here. And right now I'm trying to sell the Blitz, and I can't do it. I was like, what do I do here now? I can't sell the Blitz. So I end up missing out on the Darius and missing out on the Mordekaiser. And that would really suck because I could have had a Mordekaiser 2 immediately. Like, I would have had Mordekaiser 2-star right now if I'd been able to do that. So I made a mistake from the start. I should have sold the Blitz. Because that would have freed up that BF sword to put on another item. I don't really want a BF sword on Blitzcrank. It's not an item that really fits with him. You want AP items on Blitzcrank, not AD items, because you want to increase the damage his pull is doing. His auto attacks are, like, irrelevant. So that was a mistake, and so I'm now kind of trapped halfway between a Brawler's comp and a Knight's comp, which is really awkward as far as these games go. And like this second roll here on the board, I've gotten very little. It's very unfortunate I didn't get a backwards result. Like, I would have much rather gotten this board first, although I actually couldn't have gotten this board because it is 2 cost champions. And then that other board that I had before. So anyway, I'm going to grab the Lissandra, and I actually do make Warwick 2-star, so that is one bit of luck. But as I've mentioned, I am kind of trapped between a Brawler's comp and a Knight's comp. So at this point I'm thinking, alright, probably I'll just go into Brawlers here, because like I've got the Warwick 2-star, I've got a Blitzcrank, which is a nice unit, and then I'm going to go ahead and look to put in the Vayne, and I'll just go ahead and use some of these items. You definitely do want to make use of items. Like, you don't want to have them just sit there on the bench doing nothing. So I can, for example, make a Bloodthirster here. Excuse me. I can make a Bloodthirster here if I'm willing to put the Gigatron Cloak on the Vayne there. I'm up against someone who's going for Pirates. Pirates do not provide any combat bonuses, they just provide extra gold income. So I win this first round really easily. There's the Pirate chest, and Palmer will get some additional gold. But I value health much more than I value getting the additional gold. I mean, gold is important, don't get me wrong, but I just think going Pirates is kind of a loser's route, because you want to keep winning rounds so that you can avoid taking damage. Avoiding taking damage is really, really important, as we'll see in this game. So anyway, I do get a little bit of luck here. I get a Varus, and then that allows me to sell the Trist, and now I can put in Varus. I went ahead and spent 4 gold to level. That takes me up to level 4, and that allows me to get Rangers in play. So I'm actually in pretty decent shape here. I've got 2 Brawlers, I've got the Warwick 2, and then I have double Rangers for the potential to get the attack speed bonus. However, I'm up against Stake of America here, and he has actually got a 4 noble comp. I also get a little bit lucky on the RNG as far as who's attacking. So like that Fiora gets really low, but we don't finish off the Fiora while she's still attacking. So and Blitz like dies right before he could get a pull off. Like if he gets off a pull, we're in good shape. And then watch, the arrow gets dodged by the Lucian. So Stake wins that round. And I come up a little bit short. I mean, I don't take a lot of damage. I only took 5 damage. But I think with slightly better RNG, we could have won that fight. But ends up not happening. This is one place where having the Knight buff would almost certainly have been better than having the Brawler buff. I think that Knights would have been really good against the Static Shiv that he had there. So anyway, look at what I'm getting. I do get another Varus. That's nice. If you're wondering why I picked up the Ahri, that's because if I put in Ahri, I can get Wild buff on Warwick. Not really looking to go into a Sorks comp. Not going into Sorks because I've gotten double BF swords, and that means you are not looking to play a magic-based comp. If you get double BF swords, you really should be looking for a physical-based comp. But as I said, my thinking was, I want to go into Brawlers here with the Blitz and the Warwick. Well, I've gotten no Brawlers since then. Everything I'm getting is Knights. Mordekaiser, Darius, and Garen. I'm getting Knights, 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 Knights. And now here I'm up against Let's Spark Up now, who's actually gone all the way to level 5 already. So I was like, ooh, that's a little bit unlucky to hit someone who's already leveled to 5. So he has nothing on his bench, he has no money saved up. He's just basically all in to get to level 5 as soon as possible. So he's definitely going to win this round. Yeah, you can see he chews through. And again, slightly unlucky in terms of RNG, because you can see a lot of low units there. Also, his Katarina picked up... It looks like Katarina picked up the Imperial buff, which is a little bit unlucky for me that Kat got that in. When she got her ult off, it just shredded me. Imperial buff means that the unit deals double damage. So I'm actually picking in the middle of the carousel this time, and the items I really want are the recurve bows. I want to get recurve bow that lets me make Giant Slayer, but they both go immediately, and at this point I'm like, alright, I guess I'll take the Eve. Why Eve? Because she allows me to make Demon buff, and she also gets me a BF sword. So now I'm at triple BF sword, so any thoughts of going for like a sword comp, anything that's magic damage based, are basically out. I have 3 BF swords. This is going to be a physical damage comp, and I'm going to have to do my best to try to make it work within the boundaries of having that kind of comp. Like the BF sword is not a good item on Eve, not really. Like I would want something probably magic damage based, something that either like a tier or a needlessly large rod, because it's her ult that really does damage, not her auto attacks. But I'm not going to sell her. I would love to get like another demon at some point, and I could make Zeke's, but I'm not looking to make that. I'd rather hold my that Giant's Belt and be able to build it into something else. Like if you watch the last video I did about how useful Redemption is, I'd love to get a tier and be able to make Redemption. So I go ahead and level to 5 so I can put Eve in. My economy has been pretty weak in this game because I've been leveling early, but I think like my philosophy is you should go ahead and level if you can put in good units to do so, and once again I had a real case to put in another good unit, so I go ahead and do that. Just because it allows me to make Demon buff, Demon, Ranger, Brawler, and you can see I'm going to win this round pretty easily, which is good because I've been losing the last couple rounds. I want to stop losing health here and look to go forward, but I really don't have a lot in terms of units. Like I have Demon, Ranger, Brawler, but all my units are 1-star except for Warwick, so like I really don't have a lot here. Now that said, I can upgrade, I can sell Vayne, and I can get Ashe, who is a better unit. Vayne is a 1-cost unit, Ashe is a 3-cost unit. And look, once again, remember how I said I wanted to go into Brawlers? Well, what am I getting? Knights, more Knights, more Knights. Now I've got 2 Garens, 2 Dariuses, and 2 Mordekaisers. So the game is really not helping the Brawler setup I was going with earlier. So I'm like, alright, again, I'm going to have to go in, I want to go into either Knights or Brawlers, because both of them are good, like, frontline champs. And I'm just waiting to see, am I going to get more Brawlers? Am I going to get more Knights? At some point soon, I'm going to have to pick one way or the other here. Anyway, this round I'm up against Leo80. He's Shapeshifter Demon, but he also doesn't really have anything in the way of 2-star units, and he, unlike me, doesn't have much in the way of items, so I'm going to beat him pretty easily. Note that he has a ton of items sitting on the bench. He really should make something with those items, rather than just having them sit there unused. And he is also level 4 to my level 5. I go ahead and sell the Darius because I want to get to 10 gold, so I have to sell something, and this did not seem like an Imperial-based comp. So here, I'm finally able to make Mordekaiser 2. That's nice. That'll give me a 2-star unit that is Knight-based. And then, again, I'm going to wait and see what happens after this minion round. This is the Krugs round to decide what to do next. I was seriously thinking about picking up the Leona, and I think I probably should have picked up Leona here. I ultimately did not do so because my economy was pretty weak. But Leona's a very nice unit, a Noble Guardian. If I were able to pick up Leona and then pick up Braum, I would be able to get the Guardian buff early on, which is a really, really strong ability. It gives plus 40 armor to anyone who's standing next to the Guardians at the start of combat. Braum would also make Glacial for me because I have Ash. So I think in retrospect, I should have picked up the Leona. I think that would have been worthwhile to do. Also note that I've done a very poor job of targeting the Krugs here. We get 3 different ones down to low health without killing any of them, but it still works out okay. Krugs aren't that hard to kill. Here, I'm going to get some more items. Look, I get a tier. That's going to be enable me to build Redemption. And then I'm going to get Needlessly Large Rod. And that's enough for Morello, which is really good. Morello applies a healing debuff. So I'm like, all right, well, I definitely want to make use of these items. So let's combine them. I'm going to buy Vayne and sell her just so I can get that in play. And then I'm going to look to do the same thing with Morello. And I want to put Morello on someone who has like an Area of Effect ultimate. And in this case, the only unit that does that is Eve. And I'm planning on selling Eve later on. Like, that's the plan, and replacing it with, like, I don't know, if I go Brawlers, a Cho'Gath, if I go Knights, like a Sejuani or something like that. But for now, she can hold the Morellonomicon. And once again, I've gotten just nothing here. A whole bunch of Void units, and Camille, and then Shyvana. Like, I've really gotten very, very little here on the board recently. I'm up against Palmer Eldritch. You might remember him. He was the one running the Pirates comp before. And he's still going to be running the Pirates comp here. But because Pirates don't give any kind of combat bonus, I'm going to clean house with him very easily. The Redemption goes off just in time to keep Warwick alive. And he is going to die quite easily. So Palmer is very rich. Look, he's got a ton of money, but he's down on 59 health. And to me, it's questionable as to how valuable that is. I mean, yes, you're putting yourself in a position where you are going to be very like you're gonna have a lot of money to spend, and money is extremely important. I'm not trying to deny that, but I would rather be in my position with 30 gold and 88 health as opposed to in his position with 50 gold and 59 health. I think it's very worthwhile to have 30 more health and have 20 less gold. Just seems like a far better situation. Anyway, so I go ahead and sell Warwick. I replace him with Volibear, who's another brawler. So I maintain brawler. The jump from Warwick, a 2-star 1-cost unit, to Volibear, a 1-star 3-cost unit, they're roughly equivalent in terms of strength, but I'm able to unlock the Glacial bonus. Unfortunately, I'm up against Stake of America again. He's already leveled to 6. He's actually all-in at 6. He's running Nobles, Knights, Gunslingers, and he just absolutely destroys me. It's not even remotely close. He has all 2-star units except for his Gangplank. And if you've noticed, he's still on 100 health. He has not lost a single round the entire game thus far. He just went into Nobles, and, like, this is the definition of high rolling, to use the term that the TFT community used. He has literally gotten everything that he's needed the entire game. I, on the other hand, do actually get a hit there. I'm going to hit on Varus 2-star, which is really big for me, and then I hit on Garen 2-star, so I'm like, alright, the game has finally told me what I should get here. I have gotten nothing but Knights, so it looks like it's going to be a Knights game, so I sell all of my brawlers, get rid of the, what was it, the Blitz, get rid of the, what was the other one? Get rid of the Volibear that I just picked up. So I'm like, alright, Knights. I've got nothing but Knights to this point. The game is telling me I need to play Knights, so I'm going to replace the brawlers with Knights. And so I switch the Redemption over to Garen. Garen's a really good unit to get Redemption on because he gets that magic damage. He gets that protection from magic damage when he gets low, when he starts spinning. So he usually will get low enough to get the Redemption off, but he'll also stay healthy enough that he doesn't die. In any case, though, we are able to cut through Yumbly, and we're able to win that. I also go ahead and switch that BF sword that was on Blitzcrank over to Varus. So right now, Varus is my carry. I'm buffing both of his traits. Varus is Demon Ranger, so I'm buffing both of those traits because he is my carry. Sorry to repeat, but I'm trying to emphasize. And now it's time for another carousel. So once again, I'm going to pick towards the end. Stake, who still has not lost a round yet, is going to pick last, so I'm not likely to get much. What I would like to get here, I'd love to get Sejuani, but she's already gone, because she is Glacial Knight. That would be really useful. And at this point, I'm looking, I was like, well, Blasting or Needlessly Large Rod might be nice, but no, Katarina's gone. And at this point, I'm like, alright, well, almost everything's gone, so I'll just take the Warwick. Why? Because I can make a Guardian Angel with that Chain Vest, and I can put it on Varus and give him the ability to revive. So, wasn't able to get ideally what I wanted, but I was still able to get something pretty useful. And so now I do go ahead and pick up the Leona. So again, now that I'm running Ashe in here in this comp, I'm thinking, okay, I've got the Leona, that'll get me Guardian. I'm going to go ahead and level and put her in. She actually doesn't make anything for me, but she is a 4-cost unit, just a generally strong unit. And I'm actually going to roll here because I really was looking for more, and I'm going to go ahead and pick up the Aatrox because that gives me another demon unit. So now we'll take out the Leona, hold on to her, and if I can get another demon, then I can get up to Demon 4. But if you look at my comp, I mean, look, I only have only three of my units are 2-star, and the 2-star units are Varus, who's great, but then Garen and Mordekaiser. So like, I really do not have very much here at all. I'm just kind of relying on getting good items as well. Like, I get a good redemption there. And we easily beat Borophil. I didn't even lose a unit, but like, I am not in a strong position here. I really don't like this comp. I've just gotten whatever I wanted to get. I haven't been getting it like consistently throughout the game. I've just been trying to make do. But as I mentioned, I was going Brawlers, I didn't get anything but Brawlers. Now I'm looking to go Knights, and as it turns out, now I'm not going to see very much in the way of Knights. Now I'm going to get nothing but Brawlers going forward. And sometimes TFT is just like that, and you've got to play around it. Right now, the other unit I really, really want to find is Braum. So I mentioned that before. Braum is Glacial plus Guardian. So if I can get Braum, I can pick up Glacial once again, because that combines with Ashe to get me Glacial. And I can get Guardian with Leona, so I'm looking pretty badly for Braum. The other unit, and he's a 2-cost unit, so he should show up. The other unit I'm really looking for is Kindred. Kindred would get me another Ranger, so I could either replace one of my Rangers, or I could look to get up to 4 Ranger buffs if I can find another one. And Kindred is also Phantom. Now, I have Mordekaiser in there, so if I can get Kindred in there, I can make Phantom plus another Ranger. So Kindred would be super duper useful for this comp. So like I said, I'm looking for Braum, I'm looking for Kindred. In this particular battle, this one's actually going to be pretty close right here, but I'm just barely shredding through the front lines. Eve gets off her ult, and that's super important because with the Morello, she gets the healing debuff onto the enemy Braum, who had a Warmogs. Warmogs provides lots of health regen, but with the Morello, I managed to prevent that health regen from taking place, and that is enough for Varus to finish it off. I mean, Varus still had his GA, so he was probably okay. So what am I getting here? Oh look, another Volibear. I've been getting nothing but Volibears ever since I stopped going for Brawlers. So yeah, in retrospect, Brawlers would have been the right choice, but based on the information that I had, where I had two different Knights that had gotten up to 2-star, and I had seen literally nothing in the way of Brawlers, it was the right decision to put Knights in at the time. It's just that the cards that I'm rolling are just not matching with that at all. So I pick up Morgana, because Morgana's a demon, that she'll get me to Demon 4 when I put her in. And I'm going to look to level pretty soon, probably level here after the Wolves, just to 7. I am in fact on a win streak, and I'd love to keep that win streak going. So being able to get up to Demon 4, demons have a chance to mana burn the opponent, and you've got higher chances to burn the opponent. I think you always have the same chance to burn an opponent, but you get more mana back from that ability as the game goes on. And now here, I actually get double Spatula, so you know what that means. That means we can make Force of Nature, and that allows us to put in an extra unit. So I can actually now put 8 units in, even though I'm only level 7. And I actually kind of forget about this. I'm so unused to being in this situation, I actually forget I can put in another unit here. So I'm still looking for more stuff, but again, I can't seem to find a lot of what I need. I'm also getting a lot of Gunslingers, which is a little unfortunate because I'm not running Gunslingers as a comp here. I'm actually not seeing many Rangers, which is what I'm looking to get. I do pick up another Ashe, and in fact, the game actually tosses in another Aatrox for me because I actually get to put in 8 units, not 7. And this is really helpful here because Mundo Kill is only at 6 units, whereas I'm at 8 units thanks to being a level higher and having Force of Nature. His actual units are much better than mine, but I get a great redemption, so kudos to Garen for getting off that redemption, healing all my guys up, and that's allowing me to deal with this very, very, very strong Shyvana. So thanks to having those extra units and to having a nice redemption, we get that off. Mundo Kill should have spent some of that money. He's down at 23 health, but he has 50 gold in the bank. It's a little silly to have that much money sitting around there. So I can go ahead and look to put in another unit. And apparently I didn't need to put the Force of Nature on Brand in order to get him in, which is a little bit weird. But I will go ahead and put him in, and then you see me grab the Poppy because this is literally the first Knight I've seen. And I'm thinking about, do I want to put Leona in? See, I'm at 5 demons. 5 demons doesn't really do a whole lot for me. So I can go ahead and look to sub this out and put in the Leona instead. But as you can see, my comp's kind of all over the place. I'm almost making a whole bunch of buffs. I'm almost making Noble, almost making Glacial, almost making Guardian, almost making Phantom. Like I said, I really don't feel like my comp is very strong. I'm just kind of getting by off of using items intelligently, and I actually get destroyed by that Katarina. But fortunately, Kat did not pick up the Imperial buff. That Imperial buff went onto the 1-star Draven, and that, along with another good redemption, is enough to see me through in this fight. So I really felt like in this game, I just could not get the units I wanted. I still have a ton of 1-star units in there. Most of my 2-star units are still... I mean, what do I have in terms of 2-star? I do make 2-star Ashe there, but prior to that, I had 2-star Mordekaiser, 2-star Garen, and then a 2-star Varus. So, like, I've really gotten almost nothing in terms of units here. I'm just trying to make this work. I think that what's carrying me in this game is just having some pretty good items, despite the fact that I picked last in the carousel almost every single time, last or next to last, like every round, but making smart items, deploying them in places where they can be effective, and not having items sit on the bench unused. Like, the Redemption has been super key, Varus has been carrying me, he's been doing most of my damage in these fights, and the Morellonomicon on Eve has been super helpful too. So Yumbleed, he's running an Elementalist comp here. I'm going to look to get that Redemption off, but it's not quite as good as it could be. Garen does die. And that Kennen ult is doing a lot of work, but we managed to get the stun on Kennen, which is really, really big. Right when he was trying to get his ult off, we actually stunned him. And then Leona's going to get off her ult on the Daisy right there that comes in from the Elementalist comp. Brand does a lot of damage, and here we need to get... yeah, I mean, with Lysandra by herself, there's just not a lot you can do. So Yumbly, again, ton of money. He's at 17 health. He should spend his money. There's no reason to be sitting on that much gold when you're about to die. You need to roll it down and make sure you survive longer. Now, on this carousel, the unit I want is the Pantheon, because Pantheon will make Guardian buff as well. Leona plus Pantheon is Guardian, and he even has a BF sword, but the odds that I'm going to get this Pantheon picking next to last on the carousel are almost 0, and indeed, down it goes. So, not a lot I can make right here. I'm looking at what's left, and I was like, I guess that I'll take that Shen, but nope, that's gone too. I was like, alright, I guess I take the Mordekaiser. So, I'm mostly just picking for the Giant's Belt there. But again, not getting much on that carousel, to say the least. And now, once again, I'm looking at getting Gunslingers. I've been getting non-slot Gunslingers, but I really can't go into Gunslingers at this point. I guess I could have bought them, but it just feels like it's too big of an investment this late in the game to try to switch from Rangers. I have been crippled by the fact that I have never gotten a single Kindred in this whole run. Like, Kindred has never shown up. How about Braum? Never shown up. So these key units I'm really counting on have just not appeared at all. Like, I could have had a Guardian in play from really, really early on if I had been able to get Braum, but he's never shown up. And Pantheon now, I'm hoping for Pantheon to show up. The odds aren't great at level 7, but 5+ units can start showing up when you hit level 7, so I do at least have a chance here. Now, unfortunately, this time my Redemption does not work. My front line gets shredded before it can get off, and I've gotten a ton of units down to low health, but I'm not quite finishing a lot of them off. Right there, we're going to see the Guardian Angel get triggered on Varus. That's going to help me finish off a couple more units, and this is going to get low. Just the Vhagar's the only one left alive, but he's going to be able to finish off. Going to be able to finish off Evelyn with an auto attack. And what you're seeing right there is the fact that I still just have a ton of 1-star units in here. Like, I still have a very weak setup. So I'm going to look to grab the Morgana. But again, look, I've got the 2-star Mordekaiser, who's not a very strong unit, 2-star Garen, not a very strong unit, and then 1-star Eve, 1-star Leona, 1-star Aatrox, 1-star Brand. Like, I really don't have much, and so my front line's collapsing very quickly. So this is where the proper thing to do is to start spending money, rolling down, but we have a minion round coming up right after this, so I want to make sure I stay over 50 gold for the minion round. I'm probably going to lose this round, depends on who I come up against. But because I had a pretty strong mid-game, somewhat surprisingly, I have a lot of health banked, and so I can rely on that. Up against 6 Knights, 2 Imperials here, so a lot of damage reduction on this particular squad. The Imperial buff looks like it went on Darius, so that's a plus for me. Unfortunately, the Redemption's just a little bit too slow coming through. Katarina's ult did a lot of damage. And again, if my units were 2-star instead of 1-star, they would be surviving long enough for the Redemption to go off, but they're not. So I'm going to go ahead and, again, get shredded pretty hard by that Katarina. And I'm hoping I can finish her off, but nope. Would have been nice. It would have taken less damage. Fortunately, still in second place. People are already starting to get eliminated. And once again, look at my board here. Brawlers everywhere. I do hit on the 2-star Aatrox finally, but I'm not seeing much of anything in the way of Knights. I have just been totally... As soon as I decided to go over to Knights, I suddenly got no Knights at all. I'm checking right here to see if anyone has Hex Tech, and no one actually has Hex Tech, so I can kind of position my units as close together as I want. So pretty basic formation. Everyone's just kind of like, my carries are in the back and my tanky champs are in front. Pretty basic setup. But again, still no Braum, still no Kindred. Like, where are these units? These are the units I'm counting on to make this comp, and they're just not showing up. Where is Pantheon too? Like, I need Pantheon. He's critical of this comp. And I was like, alright, well, I'll get some items here. What do I get? I'll go home. No items, all gold. That's terrible, by the way. I mean, gold's helpful, don't get me wrong, but getting literally 0 items there is just horrendously bad. And again, what am I seeing? More brawlers. I'll go ahead and pick up the Yasuo. And what am I getting here? Draven. I mean, Draven's good, but I don't have a Draven comp because I don't have Imperial and I don't have Blade Master. So I can't really run Draven in this comp either. So I'm like looking for what I can get. I'm like catching the Yasuo here. But I mean, Yasuo's not great for this comp either. So anyway, I'll go ahead and sell the Mordekaiser. And I can get Sedge in here now too. Like, I'm rolling this down, but I'm still not getting a ton. And I was never able to make Phantom because I never saw a Kindred. Anyway, I'm up against Stake again. Stake's got the full 6 Noble buff, which is really strong. Noble is weak at 3, like the 3 Noble buff's weak, but the 6 Noble buff is really strong. He's also got Blade Master Knight. Everything on his side is 2 stars, or almost everything. I guess his KL isn't. So you can see he's just destroying me. He has literally gotten exactly what he needed. He's level 8, he's got max gold in the bank. I'm like, okay, Stake's clearly gonna win. There's no way I'm going to be able to top this lobby. So my goal right now is to try to get 2nd place, to survive long enough to get 2nd place. Anyway, at this point, I'm going to go ahead and sell Garen, replace Garen with Sejuani, and then look to transfer some of the items that were on Garen over there. I really should put the Redemption onto Sejuani or Poppy, one of the 2, just so I can get this. And I actually forgot about that for some reason. And now I am in survival mode. I'm never going to get to level 9. Clearly, it's way too much XP cost, so I'm just trying to do what I can here at level 8. And I actually make a mistake here. I should buy the Akali. Or I guess I do buy the Akali here. But I think there was a chance to purchase another Akali earlier on. Also, Palmer now has Hextech, and that's really bad because I lose out on Varus' items here at the start of the fight. So yeah, I actually get completely destroyed. It's not even remotely close here. And so I'm going to lose a ton of health. I think I lose, yeah, 18 health. That's a big, big loss. I was like, ooh, this is not great. People are getting knocked out. Like, Borophil just got knocked out there. But I really need to get more in the way of a comp here. It's really, like, it makes a big difference whether I finish 5th or finish 2nd. And I have a chance to finish top 3 here if I can win just 1 or 2 more rounds. So I need to make something with this comp right here. So I am going to hit on Brand 2, and that's big. It's unfortunate I don't have any AP items to put on Brand. I also am going to need to space him out. Also, look, more brawlers here, non-stop brawlers, and I'm going to finally find another Eve. What I need to do is start selling some of these units so I can get some more gold here and re-roll. Morg's already Morg 2. The Brand, I was like, oh wait, that's not going to help. And then finally I see Kai'Sa. I was like, alright, this is what I want. I need Kai'Sa. If I can get to Kai'Sa 2, I've got a legit shot to make something here, and then I am going to put the Redemption back in again. So I can finally get Kai'Sa in, which is great, but I really want Kai'Sa 2, and I'm a long way away from Kai'Sa 2. Anyway, I'm up against Let's Spark Up now. What is he running here? I'm actually not even looking, so now I get Kindred, but it's too late. It's too late for Kindred. I sold Mordekaiser. Fortunately, this round is going well. It looks like I got off a pretty good Sedge ult in there to stop them, so we actually destroy him. We were up against his Ghost. He was apparently knocked out by one of the other players. But yeah, I need to just survive a couple more rounds here. It's down to just Stake, who's, again, clearly going to win, Palmer Eldritch, and Mundo Kill. And I probably should check in. It looks like Mundo Kill lost, and oh, he survives with 3 health. I was hoping Stake could knock him out there. Pretty sure that's who he was up against. So we got another Carousel, and I was like, oh, a Swain with a Death Cap. That's great. I can make, he can be another demon. That'll fit my comp. And no, he gets chosen. I'm like, what do I want here? I go ahead and pick up the Zed. Maybe I should have picked up the Eve, because that would have made Eve 2-star, but I wanted the item that's in here. So there's a Swain that I can pick up. I need to clear some space on my board. So I will go ahead and pick that up. I want to put the Quicksilver onto Kai'Sa. That gives her some crowd control, some CC protection, and I'm looking for what I can replace here. I'm thinking Eve, but I was like, wait, no, I can't take out Eve, because Eve is providing me with Assassin buff. And I want that for Kai'Sa to buff her, because she is now my carry. So I'm looking to sell some things, not going to be able to put in the Draven. And again, I'm still looking. I can make Eve 2-star there, so I should pick up the Eve. And I'm up against Stake, so I'm not going to beat Stake. Stake has still not lost a single round yet. Again, Noble 6, along with Blade Master and Gunslinger. So the key thing is just try to avoid losing too badly, and I actually am doing okay here. Like Kai'Sa, if I could get Kai'Sa to 2-star, I might have some kind of a prayer, but no. So I do actually lose pretty badly. but I have banked enough health that I don't go out of the game here. So we're going to come up on the most important round of the entire game, because I'm at 10 health, Mundo Kill's at 3 health, Palmer Eldritch is at 2 health. I will not hit Stake because I literally just hit him in the last round. I will be up against either Mundo Kill or Palmer. Stake's going to knock out one of those two players. If I can win the next round, I'm going to top 2 this lobby. And that would be really good considering how much I've struggled here. So this is pretty much the comp. Demon 4, Assassin 3, 2 Knights, 2 Rangers, 2 Glacial, 1 Ninja. So I go ahead and make the Zeeks, even though I don't love Zeeks, and I do manage to hit the Sedge 2-star right here at the end. I actually should have been rolling more aggressively. So we're up against Mundo Kill, and this is hugely important. This is going to determine 4th place as opposed to 2nd place. So we need a good round here. I actually do get off a good redemption here, and it looks like he's not even touching me at all. So yeah, and this is actually turning into a lapper as we're just shredding right through him with ease. Kaisa is nowhere close to getting our Guardian Angel pop, and so we win that round, and now Palmer's up against Stake, and Palmer gets eliminated, and I'm like, yes, I've done it. This was a really frustrating sequence for me. I have not been able to get what I wanted. I've never seen Pantheon. Remember, I never saw Kindred until the very end of the game. Never saw Braum until, I guess, the very, very end of the game. So, like, I was never able to get Guardian in, even though I really wanted to. Like, oh, there's Braum. Great. Great. Braum has now finally shown up. That's way too late to help me or do anything about it. So I'm just rolling and looking for something here. But we all know how this is going to go. I'm going to end up losing here to Stake, who, again, has still not lost a single round the entire game. Also, funny story about Stake, if you go back and look at the loading screen, he's actually the only bronze player in this game. Everyone else in the game is either gold or silver, aside from me. So yeah, he's actually the lowest rated player in this game. And I think he just, like, I don't want to knock him because he's going to have a perfect round, like a totally perfect game here, but I do think that he was pretty lucky in terms of what he got. I'm actually going to look to sell Poppy there so I can make Void with Cho'Gath. Just again to try and buff Kaisa in the hopes that she can get the Void buff here. And I'm actually pretty close to making Swain. I only need one more Swain, and I actually do hit on the Swain too, so I'm like, alright, what can I take out to get Swain 2 in? I was looking, and I was like, I can't take out Eve because she is providing Assassin buff. I was like, what else can I take out? I can go ahead and take out the, whatchamacallit, I can go ahead and take out the Aatrox, because he's not actually providing me with anything. But a Swain with no items is actually not that great. Even a Swain 2 is not that great. I need some kind of like MR items on him. I need some AP items on him. But without any of that, he is just going to die instantly. And my redemption actually doesn't do much of anything. So even though I'm doing okay here, I can't beat this comp. It's way too strong. So I'm just going to tell Stake, GG, impressive match. He went the entire round through, never lost a single round. And so he's going to eliminate me. But I was really, really proud with how that round went. To be able to get 2nd place in a match where I was really not finding the units I wanted to get, I think is an example of what you want to be trying to do with teamfight tactics. Like, you're not gonna get first every single game. It's not gonna happen. The way that you kind of show how good you are at teamfight tactics is how you can do when you're not getting the stuff that you want. And again, this is still relatively low elo. Most of these players are in gold. I think there was 1 or 2 silver players. So it's not like top of the ladder or anything, but I was proud at how I made this game work despite not finding the units I wanted. So I think it was a pretty good example of that. Anyway, once again, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time, have a great week. See you soon.